before. It is not humane what is taking place on the border today. It is not humane when we see images like what happened in Del Rio, Texas, under the bridge. What is humane is when people like the governor are willing to step up to the plate and recognize that what made this country great is law and order. What made this country the free country that we are today is the rule of law that we have in this country. And Governor Abbott has been working extremely hard to make that happen. If it wasn't for his willingness to put his constituents, the citizens of the great state of Texas, if it wasn't for that willingness to put them in the forefront of everything that he does, we would not support him. But because of all of the efforts that he's had, DPS being on the border, what we saw in Rio Grande City, the drugs, the tens of thousands of people that are being killed every single year, if it wasn't for his efforts to plug the holes that are left because the federal government refuses to enact the policies that are necessary, if it wasn't for those efforts, we would have thousands of more people undoubtedly would be dead today if it wasn't for those efforts. He puts his constituents first. He puts what's necessary for Texas first. He's doing what the federal government has refused to do, and for that we are extremely grateful. For those reasons, I am very proud to announce that we are endorsing Governor Abbott in his re-election bid for the governor of the great state of Texas. Governor Abbott, thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Paul, and thank you to these members of the National Border Patrol Council. Knowing that the chaos and crisis at the border caused by the Biden administration's open border policies makes the border one of the most important issues facing the state of Texas at this time. It means a lot to me that the men and women of the National Border Patrol Council are supporting me in my re-election campaign. It is essential that we as a state and we as a country step up and do the job required by the United States Congress of enforcing the immigration laws and maintaining the sovereignty of our country and our state by securing the border. To have the support of the men and women who are at the tip of the spear of securing our border means everything to me and my campaign. I do want to express my gratitude, but also candidly the gratitude of most people in the state of Texas and most people in the United States for the job that these men and women in the Border Patrol do every single day to do all they can to secure our border, despite, under the current administration, in my opinion, having one hand tied behind the back as they're trying to do their job. First of all, Brandon, thank you for the endorsement, but also thank you for the job you all do every day. Because of the Biden administration's failure and refusal to secure the border the way that it should be secured, because of the open border policies and the chaos that it has stoked, Texas has had to step up and take unprecedented action to make sure that we as a state are working collaboratively with the Border Patrol to secure our border. And that includes the state of Texas using $3 billion of Texas taxpayer funding for Texas to work to assist to secure the border. That includes also 15 laws that I signed just this past session to crack down on the heinous crime of human trafficking. You heard Brandon talk about it earlier. We got human trafficking, we have drug smuggling. We must end the exploitation of children and women who are being exploited as they make their way to and across our international border. But in addition to signing those laws and the budget that we have, I have deployed both the Texas National Guard as well as the Texas Department of Public Safety to secure the border, to arrest criminals and drug cartel members, as well as to crack down on the smuggling of the deadly, dangerous drug fentanyl that is pouring into our country, killing thousands upon thousands of Texans and Americans. And now Texas is building its own border wall to better secure our border. So Texas will continue to step up where the Biden administration has failed to do its job. And Texas will continue to work in collaboration with the men and women of the Border Patrol to make sure that we are doing all we can to fulfill our commitment to America to keep our border secure. We'll take a few questions.
Governor, do you feel like you'll be able to win over moderate Republicans who want maybe legalization of marijuana or stricter gun control? What do you think?
So our goal is to make the case that I am the governor for all Texans. And that means ensuring that we have the policies that we can advance that will improve the lives of everybody. Some of that means dealing with general topics such as securing the border and providing for safer communities. But remember this, and that is for possession of marijuana, it is now a Class C misdemeanor in the state of Texas. And so one thing that I believe in, and I believe the state legislature believes in, and that is prison and jail is a place for dangerous criminals who may harm others. And small possession of marijuana is not the type of violation that we want to stockpile jails with. And so we have been making steps in that regard. Yes?
Texas has a long border, lots of places you can make this announcement. Why'd you know it?
We've been here repeatedly, and we do have a large border. We have a border where there have been multiple crossings. Everybody's familiar with the Haitians that took place in Del Rio. That said, in this particular region, we're dealing with a mass number of crossings every single day. The Texas National Guard, as well as the Texas Department of Public Safety, they have a profound presence in this area. Texas, even though we have increasing crossings in other regions that Texas is having to address, as well as the Border Patrol is having to address, this still is a hot zone that we must continue to focus on.
One more question?
Yes.
Governor, of course, this endorsement is a very good thing for your campaign, but this is a special group that has been struggling the last years or so with the crisis in the border, with vaccine mandates, risking their jobs. How are you going to respond to this struggle for Border Patrol?
So the Border Patrol, in my opinion, has struggled, and again, I'm just speaking for my opinion, because I believe that the President of the United States has not provided them with the resources they need, the amount of personnel they need, and haven't freed them to actually do their job of what they really need to be doing. And so we are working to assist them any way we can so that they can focus on doing the job that they were meant to do. You mentioned some other things, however. You mentioned the vaccine mandate. And so I have sent a clear and loud message to men and women of the Border Patrol. If any of them ever loses their job because they do not want to comply with a vaccine mandate by the Biden administration, I, as governor of Texas, would be proud to hire them to assist Texas for Texas to secure the border. Whatever challenges they may face, these are men and women who are literally sacrificing their lives for the safety of others. And we as a state want to support them, and we will step up and assist them any way that we can.
Thank you.
Thank you guys again.
All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe by clicking that middle button. Also, check out our previous video by clicking the video on the right, or a video you might enjoy by clicking the video on the left. Also, don't forget to click the thumbs up button and share this video on social media. Peace.